I showed up with a crane, happy as a clam one morning out Simi Valley or somewhere. And, my role was to just deliver the crane, supply the crane, operate the crane for a shot or shots, and collect the check and go away again. So I showed up kind of early, and there were a few people around the Teamsters were there having breakfast. So I knew a couple of guys, and they said, "Oh, come on, have some breakfast." Well, yeah, you're supplying equipment to these guys? And I'm going, "Yeah, why not?" And they were like, "Oh, you haven't heard?" And I was like, "No, tell me what's going on." They say, "Well, the crew checks bounced for 2 weeks running, and so they wanted the crew to keep shooting, and the crew said, screw that, we're all going home." So the line producer called a meeting and got the whole crew there. Apparently this was like the day before. She walked into the meeting with this guy wearing a sports jacket and stood in front of the crew and said, "So you people were saying you're not going to work anymore, right?" And the guy unbuttons his sports jacket and he's got a gun on his belt and he's just looking at everyone. And so she's saying, "Well, we got to get this picture finished, you guys, and we'll take care of the money stuff later." And the electric best boy went, "That's it, I'm done, I'm out of here." And he went to the electric truck to get his stuff and go home. And this guy with the gun followed him on the truck, put on brass knuckles and broke his jaw. And then all hell broke loose. The guy jumps out of the truck. A speeding pickup truck drives across the set, and he jumps into the back of the pickup truck. He was also a stunt guy, and takes off with people in hot pursuit. And there's all kinds of stories about Ventura County sheriffs being involved and stuff. It was a whole big thing. So I showed up happy as a clam, right, and ready to provide equipment to discover I've come to the gates of hell to shoot. So now the production manager's there, and it's just, "Okay, so we're all ready to get the crane set up, huh?" And I say, "Well, you know what? Before I open the trailer that's got the crane in it here, I'm going to need cash, because I've just heard some really bad stories." And the guy goes, "Oh, cash." Well, he says, "I'm not going to insult you by giving you a check because I know it'd bounce." And I say, "Well, that's good." So, we're going to need cash to get this show on the road today. He gives me a look and he goes away. In the meantime, one of the drivers tells me, he says, "Well, the transpo department, their checks were bouncing too. So I got a call from my boss to come and pick up the honey wagon and take it away." So I just jumped in, I warmed up the truck, and the trailer's hooked up and stuff. And I start driving and I hear screaming. And so I stop and I get out, and it's Gary Busey is still in his trailer, right, in his section of the honey wagon. So he says, "Where are you going? You're driving away." "I'm in it." "Mr. Busey, sir, my boss says I've got to take this truck back to the yard, so you better get your ass out of there right now."
That's great.
So he was not happy, but he